All right, Coach, I'll start you off. Dave, you good? Yeah, go. Just talk about how proud you are of where the team is right now after a big road win at Fullerton, and you guys wrapped up the #2 seed. How proud are you of where the team is right now?
Well, I think now it's finally time to actually look back a little bit and say that we are real proud of our accomplishments now, because we've attained basically all the goals we set out for the season, and we exceeded a couple of them. And what goals we exceeded with were we were hoping to win 4 conference games on the road, go 4-8. Well, we are 4-4, at least be at 500 on the road. But by getting that Fullerton victory, gives us a road record of 5-2 with 1 to play. And I think that's a major accomplishment, because I think your ability to win on the road kind of transfers to your ability to climb up conference standings. And what we were able to do is secure that #2 seed because we have been a good road team. And I think that goes back to preseason scheduling. That goes back to maturity of the teams developing, the freshman point guards really developing their confidence, seniors playing like seniors, juniors maturing and showing some leadership. So it doesn't just happen because one player does well. It happens because the entire program moves on and matures. And I think a great example of that is if you look at 2 of the best road wins that we had, maybe Riverside, we had a guy like Matt Tichnell step up and knock down some shots. Here we go to Fullerton after a tough loss at Long Beach State, and Dylan Royer comes on the bench against the zone and knocks down 4 3-pointers. So the ability to have other people contribute and have your defense and your rebounding as your mainstay has been the key, and why we're so proud of our performance so far. But we also quite aware that we have a huge game on Saturday for bragging rights on the Central Coast and momentum going into the Big West tournament. And that's really probably the #1 thing that we're looking at. We want to keep on playing better. We want to keep improving, so we're playing our absolute best basketball next week.
I'm just curious, in your mind, do you see any, ideally you'd want the #1 seed, but you guys locked up the #2. Any benefits to getting 2 as opposed to, 3 or 4?
Well, we want to set the goal as #1. It is not a coach or a player doesn't want to get the #1 seed. You want to look at that as the primary goal. Unfortunately, the Big West Conference right now, we're in a position that the #1 seed doesn't necessarily guarantee a bye or anything to that effect. But the new format basically being that 1 and 2 are split in opposite brackets, and you have to win 3 games to win the Big West Conference automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. I think now is probably more than any other time a difference in seeding is pretty irrelevant. It's about how well you play that final 3 days, or Thursday. Get right down to it. You don't play well Thursday, you're done.
So you have pretty much all week off to work on getting ready for Santa Barbara. Just kind of talk about kind of the focus for this week and what you're keying on to make sure you guys come out on top.
Yeah, well, we got all week off. I got a bunch of golf tee times. I'm just going to be sitting back and relaxing, and I got a spa treatment set up and some other relaxing things taken care of. No, we're going to practice today and lift weights and stay on top of things. But today we won't focus much on Santa Barbara. Really focus on kind of improving what shortcomings we had this weekend. We'll take Tuesday off. I'll be on the road with some recruitment, and the players will get a day away from basketball. They got a lot of academic stuff to catch up on, meeting with professors and tutors and staying on top of their academics. And then we'll come back with Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Basically 3 days to prepare for Santa Barbara and their length and their scoring, and Orlando Johnson and Nunley, and having the returning MVP and still in my eyes they're still the #1 team out there. They had the conference championship. Their last team to go to the NCAA tournament. A team that beat us, the buzzer beater back here last time. So we got a lot of work to do to try to knock them off on their home court. We know how strong they'll be there and how strong they've been all year. So it's basically a good 3 days of preparation. And this time of year, though, we're not looking at 2-hour practices. We're looking at short, concise, intense practices with some good video sessions each day for it as well.
And Coach, Santa Barbara, kind of enigmatic this year. Season favorites, they're struggling. 3 in a row they've lost. They could finish anywhere from 4 to 7. This is a very hungry team, a desperate team maybe. What type of team do you expect to see on Saturday?
Well, Coach Williams is outstanding coach, is evidence of his team's success last year and the length of time he's had a tenured position. Anytime a Division I coach is in a position for over 5-10 years at the same school. It means he's had a degree of success, and he's had tremendous success. He's a real gentleman. He's a great basketball mind. Their staff is experienced, and in this conference, I think it's been quite aware that any team probably could have finished second, and any team probably could have finished 7th or 8th. We were probably 5 or 6 points away from being in 7th place. And if you look at the number of close victories that we were able to pull out, and that usually just comes down to a basket here or a defensive play there. So we're quite aware of the talent level they have. We're quite aware of how how explosive they are with Orlando, Nunley. And then I think their point guard play has really been steady lately too. With JJ, he's been knocking shots down his percentage. So we know that they're a team that's pretty experienced at this. They're trying to just play their best basketball and get to the tournament, and they're guaranteed to be one of the playoff teams. And I'm sure they're going to have a good hard week of practice and try to get their focus right into how they want to play going into the tournament as well. I think that Coach Williams is quite aware that he just needs to continue to improve for another week, and so that they want to win this game, we want to win the game, but we also both want to be playing well when it comes to the tournament next week.
We're excited at my station. We're televising the game live, and I know Andrew over here, his station televised the game here live. What does it mean to have locally broadcast from the stations here? Because you guys have been on TV obviously several times this year, but for like a local broadcast for this great rivalry.
Well, I want to thank both stations for stepping up and making Cal Poly athletics really relevant to the Central Coast. And I've always said that television makes it real. If you look at Big East basketball, when ESPN and Big East kind of had that little marriage, and Big East really became aware of everybody's television home. What we're able to do with your television coverage is reach some homes and reach some potential fans that have not caught Cal Poly basketball, and maybe you're not a cable subscriber or a big basketball fan, but if you see your local university playing games on television, and you're flipping through the channels, and you see an exciting product, and you see guys working hard, and you see a quality broadcast, I think that people stick there and take a look at it. And if this Saturday's game's anything like the last game that we had against them, I don't think anybody's going to be turning the TV off very quickly. It's bound to be a nail-biter, great entertainment, a lot of gray hairs for the coaches, but stress and excitement for the fans.
You probably don't want a game as exciting as that, right? You like a blowout, but I mean, it does make for great television, though, doesn't it, to have a closely competitive game like that? It
does, and coaches would love to win every game by 20 points and sit back the last 3 to 4 minutes of the game. But the reality is those great games are as exciting as coaches do get as excited. We wear it a little bit differently in our face. But the enthusiasm of the game, that's what it's about. And to have great crowds, to have television coverage, to have media that's excited for it, to have student section, to have your alumni send you an email later on, congratulations, that's a great victory, so proud of our team. That's what this is about. Sports is the front porch to enthusiasm for universities sometimes. It's not more important than the math and science and business, but sometimes it's just more exciting to watch a basketball game than it is a science contest on television.
Let me ask you about a couple of players. Shawn Lewis, he's had some tough games on the road, shooting wise. Is that just a product? I mean, it seems like the defenses are really clamping down on him. What can you do to get him going, because he struggled down south?
Well, I think Shawn had a weekend where he struggled. I think he's played really well throughout conference play. Prior to that, David was struggling with his shot. I think he went 2 or 3 games without hitting shots, and David asked me to come in and watch some film, and I told him no. He didn't have to watch any film. He just needed to go shoot the basketball, and that's what he did. I didn't have anything magical for him to talk about or do. Anytime you're a professional athlete, college athlete, you're a shooter, you're a baseball player, you're going to go through. I mean, there's no stability in the sport. The teams will sometimes key on you. Other nights you might have wide open shots and you just miss them. In the NBA they say it's a good look and you just missed a shot. That's going to happen. It's going to continue to happen. You're going to have waves. What I'm always more concerned with is not how Shawn's playing or how David's playing. but how are they doing emotionally to handle that so that they continue to come in emotionally prepared? You know, you're going to have off nights. It's not, you know, maybe. It's it's your response to it. It's like we're gonna, you know, most teams lose a game or have a, you know, down game, and so defense and rebounding, we always look at, you know, are you able to defend? Are you able to rebound? Are you able to be made emotionally stable to come back? And for Shawn, I think one of the key things for us is always just get him involved, getting the free throw line. And if he's not shooting well, we need him still to draw fouls. And that's what we got him in the second half against Fullerton. We were able to, once they went man-to-man, we were able to get him isolated on the block a little bit, and he was able to get the free throw line. That was a real big part of maintaining that lead. We built up a nice lead. They came rushing back at us, but getting Shawn to the free throw line, knocking down some free throws. I think he went 11 for 14 or something, shooting 70% as a team. So that was a key part of it. So Shawn getting a couple of easy hoops here and there, but getting to the free throw line, and then when the perimeter shot hits, then it's a complete package. So we're excited for that.
Also, Donahue, just an injury update. I know he kind of banged his elbow late in Long Beach. He didn't start on Saturday. What's his status? 'Cause I know he played a Saturday.
Yeah, he played, and talked to him a little bit yesterday on the phone. Sunday afternoon, we talked a little bit about how he's feeling, and he's a warrior that understands it's late February, and he's not 100%, and there's more than just his elbow that's hurt. He's got other aches and pains, and he's banging and grinding. Most of our guys have got some bumps and some bruises, but as he says, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Well, Saturday there'll be a game, and he'll be fine. And it's just that time of year that it's going to take a major injury for most players at this point not to be ready to play on the floor.
Are you having fun right now?
I'm having fun because it's Monday, I guess. Tuesday, Lulu, we're recruiting, and then we'll get back at it and kind of get the work part. The fun part was Saturday night on a 4-hour bus ride home with the team and getting back late, but getting to celebrate with them on the bus ride and talk about what our next step are. And so the fun is winning, and the fun is preparing to win. But there's the stress of the big games that are coming up, so it'll be fun for everybody else.
Thanks.